Hey guys, what is up? Akira here and welcome back to another video. And today we are back with another tier list. And today we are tier listing the best fighters in A Song of Ice and Fire. Obviously this list won't have everyone in it. It has like 42 people. Now I'm sorry if your favorite fighter is not on the list. It's just there's so many fighters in A Song of Ice and Fire. It's literally impossible to do all of them. But I'm excited to get into this list. Sorry if you don't agree with me guys. Let's just get straight into this video. By the way guys, if we hit 50 likes... I can't believe I'm saying this. If we hit 50 likes on this video, I'm going to dye my hair silver for the Targaryen for Halloween. I'm going to dye my hair silver for Halloween. If we hit 50 likes. I don't know why I've said that, but fuck it, let's go. 50 likes, I'll dye my hair silver for Halloween. You can screenshot, you can clip this, you can everything. Here we are, we have the list right in front of me. There's around 42 people, and we're going to get straight into it. And the first person we're starting off with is Tywin Lannister. Now, Tywin Lannister, I don't think was known to be a good swordsman from what I remember. I think he's obviously a good soldier, he can win wars. He's more of a general, you know, he kind of directs, does the tactics. I think he would be okay. So I'm going to put Tywin Lannister into decent. Next, we have Gendry. With Gendry, he's kind of just like his father. He's like his father in a way. He's got his Warhammer. He's actually decent. Obviously, we saw him in the Battle of Winterfell. He did look okay, and we haven't seen him fight that much. But I do think he would be a better fighter than Tywin Lannister, for example. He's younger. He's more quick, he's more agile. So yeah, we'll go Gendry. We'll put him just above average. I think that's fair. Next, we have Rhaegar Targaryen. This is a funny one because Rhaegar Targaryen was such a peaceful guy. He was calm, but he excelled in everything he did. He excelled in everything he did. It was crazy. I think I'm going to put him into top tier. I think all time is a bit... I feel like there's, all time I'd probably give Robert Baratheon, you know? Top tier, I'll probably give Rhaegar Targaryen. But he could definitely go into the all time. He excels in fighting. He was just brilliant at everything he did. And it's unfortunate that his life ended the way it did. Next, we have Daemon Targaryen. When he had that match against Criston Cole, we've got to remember, he did basically drop Criston Cole. And he was kind of showboating and celebrating. Similar to what Oberyn was doing in terms of, you know, trying to get information out of the mountain. So, honestly, I'm going to put Daemon Targaryen. I think I'm going to put him into top tier. He's very close. He's between great and top tier. I don't think he goes into the all time. Maybe Rhaegar could be stronger than him, better than him. But that's all opinion based, you know. Okay guys, next we have Jorah Mormont, who's obviously the father of Jorah. We haven't seen him fight that much, and I don't know much of him in terms in the books as well. However, he was kind of able. I remember when he got stabbed and he still grabbed up Rast, I think it was, and he was choking him. So in terms of a fighter though, I mean, he was still the Lord Commander of the Night's Watch as well, you know. So I'm going to put him in above average. I think he'd beat Tywin Lannister in a fight. Against Gendry, I think it could go either way, you know. I'm not too sure about that. Next we have Jon Snow. Now, Jon Snow, I think is a great fighter. I think he's a very good fighter. I think he could challenge a lot of people. Obviously, he became better as the show went on. So honestly, I'm going to give Jon, I love Jon as well. I'm going to give Jon top tier. I think he's on that level of Rhaegar and Daemon. I feel like he could give them a good fight. I don't think he goes into all time yet, but in the future, who knows? Next, we have Aemon Targaryen, who's obviously the son of Viserys II. He is actually known as a Dragon Knight. Now, I think, straight off, I think he goes into all time. He has had one of the best feats. He's got great feats. I don't think he's as skilled as a swordsman as people like Arthur Dayne, Barristan Selmy, Daemon Blackfyre. He didn't get that name Dragon Knight for nothing. So I think that's fair for Aemon Targaryen. We'll put him into all time. Aegon Targaryen the Conqueror, who's also known to be a decent warrior. He wasn't known to be one of the best ever. But obviously that was more renowned for him being a dragon rider and obviously conquering the 7 kingdoms. But he was still a decent fighter. He was still good. Within that range of between top tier and great, I don't think I'll put him in top tier. I think people like Rhaegar, Daemon, and Jon Snow could definitely give him a good challenge. So I'll put him into great. Next, we have Daario Naharis. Now, bro, I love Daario. I think Daario's so sick, bro. He's been fighting in the fighting pit since he was 16. He's very skilled. He's very quick. He's very agile. He's very underrated. And I don't know what people will think of me for putting him into this, but I'm going to say Daario Naharis goes straight into top tier. I don't think he's at all time, no way, but I don't think he's that great. I think he's in that level. He's been fighting in the fighting pit since he was 16. It's crazy. Next, we have one of the easiest options that I think I'll ever do, Barristan Selmy. Legendary. I don't need to say much about Barristan Selmy. Literally regarded as one of the best fighters, if not the best fighters, with Arthur Dayne, of course. George R.R. Martin even said himself, if Arthur Dayne didn't have Dawn against Barristan Selmy, it would be a toss-up. So, there There you go. Next, we have Loris Tyrell. Loris Tyrell's a very underrated fighter, in my opinion. He did get beat by people like Brienne, and, you know, that's obvious, though. Like, Brienne is one of the best fighters out there. Loris, I think he's more of, like, a pretty boy jousting as well. Like, I'm going to put him into great. I think he's definitely above average. He's still a very good warrior, you know? Okay, next we have Victorian Greyjoy, who's obviously one of the brothers of Balon Greyjoy that we saw in Game of Thrones. Now, Victorian, he was regarded, I think, as one of the best Ironborn fighters. I think if you put him into a one-on-one match, maybe against people like Rhaegar, Daemon, Jon Snow, Daario, maybe because of the weapons he had, I think he would basically give them a good fight. I do think he'd overpower people like Loris Tyrell. This is a hard one for me. I think I'm going to put him into top tier. But if there was a rank between great and top tier, he'd go there, in my humble opinion. Next, we have Edmure Tully. Yo, I remember when he did the arrows and try and hit the boat and the blackfish was just like taking over. Yeah, I think I'm going to put him into bad. I think there should be something between decent and bad, but just for now, he's going to bad. But I don't think he's like bad, but he just isn't up there. Yeah. So next we have also, I think, one of the best fighters in A Song of Ice and Fire. He's called Geralt Dane, and I think it's Darkstar, his nickname. He is one of the best fighters out there, I think, in my opinion. I don't think he goes into legendary, but I do think he goes into all time. He wasn't as good as Arthur or Barristan, in my opinion, but I do think with training with a bit more, maybe with a certain weapon, because I think they said that if he had Dawn, he could have been as good as Arthur Dane. Next, we have Renly Baratheon. Now, Renly Baratheon wasn't really known for his fighting. Straight off the bat, I'm going to put Renly Baratheon into bad. I don't think he's a bad fighter, but I just don't think he's up there. I think if he had a fight with Tywin, I think Tywin's beating him, even though Tywin's like 63 years old. Just my humble opinion. But I do love Renly. He's a good person. He's a good person. Next, we have Tyrion Lannister. Now, Tyrion, look, I know he killed a few people, but he's got to go into bad. Okay, Robb Stark. Now, Robb Stark is also an interesting one. Like, if you put him against Jon Snow, I think in the earlier seasons, I think it would go either way. I think Robb might actually take it. But I just feel like Jon got better and better as it did. And Robb obviously did pass away in Season 3, or got killed in Season 3. If he obviously lived longer, I think he could have gone into top tier. But for now, I am going to put Robb Stark into great. I think that's a very fair ranking. He could have gone into top tier, but I just also feel we didn't see enough of Robb. I mean, in the books, that's fair, but for now, we'll say great. Next, we have Janos Slynt, one of the people I hate the most. You can go into bad. Like, yo, this guy was pissing me off so much. Oh, Janos Slynt, bro. Oh, I'm so glad he died. I'm so glad he died. Next, we have Davos Seaworth. He even said himself, he knows he's not a good fighter. Now, I love Davos. I'm going to put him into bad. But I love Davos. You know, I wish there was a tier between decent and bad, but I'm going to put him into bad for now. But yo, I love Davos. Davos is an S tier character. I don't care. He doesn't need to be one of the best fighters. He's an S tier character. Next, we have Oberyn Martell. Now, maybe he's in top tier, but I think against all the people in top tier, he would beat the top tier people. Like, he has a very good chance. I think he's just a bit better than them. So if there was a tier between all time and top tier, I would put him there, but I am very biased for Oberyn Martell. I think the spear is an awesome weapon. I think the fight against the mountain was class, so I'm going to put him into all time. It's very fair for someone to say he's in top tier, but for me, all time. Sir Arthur Dane, no need to say much else. He can go into legendary. We know about Arthur Dane, bro. We know about Arthur Dane. That's all that needs to be said. Next, we have the Blackfish. He's not bad at all. I'd put him above average. I'd put him into great, actually. I think because of his age, it kind of does slow him down. But he's had decent feats. We saw him when there's the bow and arrow. He's accurate. He even escaped from the Red Wedding somehow. You know, he's a slick fighter. I feel like he's quicker than he actually seems. Yes, he's a bit old, but I think he could give a good fight. And I think he could beat people like Jorah Mormont and Gendry, in my opinion. Next, we have the Hound. The Hound is an interesting one. The Hound is a very interesting one. In my opinion, I think the Hound is a better fighter than the Mountain, for example. I think he would have gave Oberyn Martell a better fight. The Hound is also very big, he's ruthless, and it's crazy because I'm thinking between top tier and all time, but I do think I'm going to put him into all time. I think he's such a brute menace. I think he can cause so many problems. The way he fights, he doesn't just use his sword, he will punch the shit out of you, probably break your jaw while in the process. So yeah, and his armor is very good as well, so he goes straight into there. Next, we have Theon Greyjoy. Not the greatest fighter, let's be honest. I don't even think I'd put him into decent. I think he goes into bad, but I do love Theon. No, you know what? I'm going to put Theon into decent. I changed my mind because I remember seeing him fight against that Ironborn guy just because they kept, like, I think it was in Season 7 when they kept, like, insulting him and he was on the beach where he just met Jon and he just beat the fuck out of that guy. Next, we have Great Jon Umber. He's known to be a formidable warrior. He's big, he's strong. Now I'm looking at the list, he would do good. He's a formidable guy. He's big, he's strong, he'll come at you. I think I will put him into great. I think it's arguable that he could go to above average, but if I put him against Gendry or Jorah Mormont, then I'd probably give him the win. I'm kind of thinking Joe Moment could be a bit higher. I don't remember seeing much of Joe Moment or even reading much about him. So I think that's fair for now. Robert Baratheon, people are going to underestimate him. If you haven't read the books and you've only watched the show, you're going to underestimate him. Robert Baratheon, and I'm talking about Prime here, he goes into all time. He goes into all time because he is one of the only people who carries a bloody warhammer with one hand instead of two. Took out Rhaegar Targaryen against the Hound in his prime. I think that would be an amazing fight. I think Robert would even take it. The Mountain. Alright, the Mountain's an interesting one. Alright, people are going to get mad at this one. He's not that skilled. Like, he is skilled, but he's not amazing as everyone seems. Yes, he beat Oberyn. Like, it's because of his armor, it's because of how big he is, and because of Oberyn showboating. I think the Mountain, in terms of skillness, he goes into great. Like, he's good. He's good, don't get me wrong, but I think everyone above him there is more skilled than him as a fighter. He's just got the size and the strength, so that's why I'm going to put him into great. Tormund Giantsbane. Yo, Tormund is a beast. Tormund is ruthless. Tormund does not care. I love Tormund, and Tormund's amazing. Okay, if we're being honest, I'm going to put him into top tier. Beating anyone in that great. I think he's beating the Mountain. I don't care. I'll say Tormund is beating the Mountain. He's so ruthless, bro. He will bite your neck. He doesn't care. That's my boy, bro. Tormund Giantsbane. I love him. I love him. Next, we have Jaime Lannister. And if we're saying prime Jaime Lannister, yeah? Ooh, probably legendary. Probably legendary. He's like one of the only people that go into there. Prime Jaime Lannister was known to be an absolute beast. He could be argued to be all time. But prime Jaime Lannister, two hands, yo. That boy was skilled. And, oh, he's a good looking guy, innit? No homo, no homo. Next, we have Daemon Blackfire. Yo, Daemon, when he has the weapon Blackfire, bro. No. Like, if we're saying with Blackfire, with prime, Daemon Blackfire is one of the best fighters out there. He's known to be one of the best fighters out there. I'm going to put him into legendary. I know I was kind of reserving that spot for Barristan, Arthur Dayne, and Jaime Lannister, but I think Blackfire, Daemon Blackfire, with Blackfire could beat Jaime Lannister. I know it's a toss-up, but I just think he could do it, and I think he deserves to go into legendary. Next, we have Ramsay Bolton. Now, Ramsay Bolton was not a bad fighter. Yo, he's not a bad fighter. See, I feel like if he had a one-on-one against Gendry, I feel like Gendry could beat him. I feel like Gendry has the strength, for example. I like comparing him with the other characters. Ramsay against Theon would have been, do you know what? Putting him in the same rank as Theon would actually be kind of funny. You know what? No. We're going to put Ramsay Bolton in above average. I think that's fair. I think putting him into decent is a bit harsh. I think he's still a decent warrior, you know? Next, we have Bronn. Bronn is my boy. Sir Bronn of the Blackwater. He won the Game of Thrones, in my opinion. He literally started off as a sellsword, and he literally got high guarded by the end of it. So, Bronn is a very good fighter. I think he's... I think it's fair to put him maybe on the same rank as Dario or Jon. He's very skilled, you know. He's been fighting since he was a young kid. Living in areas like in the poor areas, you will learn to fend for yourself. And yeah, Bronn is just he's a great fighter. I think I'm gonna put him into top tier. I think he's very on that level. Him and Dario are like a toss-up. I'd love to see him and Dario fight. It would be phenomenal. Jorah Mormont. Now, Jorah, I would put you above your dad for sure. More capable than I ever thought he was, especially after watching the series and looking at the books. He's more capable than I ever thought he was. Yeah, he deserves some respect, and I think he goes into great. I think he's a skilled fighter, and yeah. Next, we have Stannis Baratheon, one of the most underrated fighters, I think. Remember, like, Stannis is a beast. He's no joke at all. He's strong, he's a great leader, and yeah, he can fight. I'm going to put him into great tier, I think. I think he's definitely better than the above averages. I think he takes out all of them one-on-one. So I think that's fair for Stannis Baratheon. Next, we have Meryn Trant. Fuck Meryn Trant. Next, we have Visenya Targaryen. Now, I think Visenya is a much better dragon rider. In terms of skill with the sword, she's good. She's definitely good. When you have people like Brienne is a big woman. Like, I'm saying this to be fair. Brienne's a big woman. She can take out people like the Hound. She could even probably take out Robert Baratheon if it comes to it, if they ever fought. Because of her build, because how big she is, the armor. Now, Visenya's build was nothing like Brienne. So, I think if she came across a lot of these men in war, I think they'd have obviously the man strength. But Visenya is no joke. She has skills with the sword. And I would put her above a lot of those people. I'm going to put her in above average. I think with the dragon, of course, I'd boost it up way more. But I do love Visenya. Like, I think she's a great character. And I think she's a great warrior. Next, we have Khal Drogo. Khal Drogo is what, like, yo, Khal Drogo's sick. He's quick. He's big. He's strong. Yo, Khal Drogo, I'm going to put him into top tier. I think he's on that level of Bronn and Dario. He's got that quickness and the efficiency. Next, we have Ned Stark, who's also a decent fighter. Ned Stark is okay. He did okay against Jaime for a bit, but Jaime was playing around with him, I think. Ned Stark can definitely hold his own. I think he could definitely probably I'm thinking now, where do I put it? I think I put him into great tier. I don't think he goes into that top tier. I think John's a bit better. I think all those people there are a bit better. But he can definitely hold his own. And we miss him. R.I.P. Ned Stark. Next we have Brienne Tarth. Yo, Brienne is so underrated. And if the Hound goes into all time, Brienne's got to go into all time. She's a beast. She's one of the best fighters in Game of Thrones, in my opinion. People look down on her because she's a woman. Bro, she will fuck your shit up. Don't underestimate my girl, Brienne. Next we have Criston Cole. Criston Cole, again, very interesting fighter. You know, he's one of the best. As much as you hate him in House of the Dragon, he's one of the best in House of the Dragon. Very good. He's very skilled. I think he's a good fighter. And he had a very good contest against Daemon Targaryen. And he did win eventually because of certain circumstances. But Criston Cole goes into top tier. He's a very good fighter. Very underrated. Next we have Sir Duncan the Tall. Wow, one of the great... Yo, I can't wait to see his show. Sir Duncan the Tall is a very good... He's a great warrior, man. He's a great fighter. He can give a challenge to a lot of people. The reason why he's one of the most famous, notable knights out there. Because of the person he was and the fighter he was. So I think Sir Duncan the Tall goes into top tier. He could go into great, but it's between them two for me. He's a brilliant fighter. I can't wait for the show. And last but not least, we have Maegor the Cruel. Yo, Maegor the Cruel was a beast, bro. He's a big guy. He's strong. He's hench. He had a dragon. He's everything, bro. Obviously, we can't include the dragons into this. But as a fighter, Maegor the Cruel was a tough bloke, man. And I think with his... The thing is, I was thinking about putting him into great. But I think he could go into top tier. It depends. Like I said, I need a tier between them two. But guys, don't get mad at me. I think I'm going to put him into great. But he's close to being into top tier. Very close. I want you guys to tell me what you think. Obviously, it's a lot of characters there. A lot of people are going to disagree with me on some of them. But let me know what you think. What would you change? Of course, not all of it's going to be perfect for everyone. But this is just my humble opinion. It's not the best opinion. I'm not an expert. I don't claim to be an expert. But hey, just a bit of fun. But guys, let me know as well. What other tier lists you guys want to see? Drop them below in the comment section below. And I will try my best to do them. We're having a lot of fun with these tier lists. And I'd be down to do a lot more. But guys, thank you so much for coming by to my video. I really do appreciate it. Like, the support lately has been amazing. People always liking, commenting, subscribing. Like, it does feel like I have a purpose. Yeah, I'm fucking tearing up. I don't know why. It just feels like I have a purpose. I wake up excited every day to make a video, to do this, to do that. I just appreciate it so much. So thank you guys again for coming by. I love you guys so much. And thank you for coming to support my video. Peace out, guys. Take care.